seconds
It's 3
remaining.
big stuns as well
It is.
that you're contesting into.
Well, we saw kind of the issue in the early game from Vici with their lack of stuns, and well, now at least for IG, it's going to be a lot easier for them to find these fights. They've got multiple ways to start. They don't have the tower siege early, and they don't have really a huge front line, so they could look for maybe a position 5 that can play as one of those heroes. I mean, Abaddon versus Disruptor's not great, but they even go Oracle, so more sustain. This is... They're not really tanky on IG.
No. I mean, you can opt to build Sand King as such, right? Like, still super early on, they are quite magic damage focused, so could look to build into the Veils super early, not the Veil, the Hood of Defiance super early. But a Spectre is always a nice response to an Oracle. You know, you get it onto the back lines. The Lion, sure, he'll be able to get rid of the Haunt illusion that's chasing him just by using the mana drain onto it. But he's not the main target. It's definitely going to be Oracle.
Yeah, without a doubt. Still 2 incredibly squishy supports that aren't going to be able to deal with the Spectre. Like you said, Lion has got at least some way to get rid of the Haunt illusion, but Oracle, unfortunate for you. And you take a look again, it's the pairing with the Disruptor. Like, we consistently
just
see...
Pop the Thunderstrike on him when he's got the Ag Shard before the Haunt, and then bang. You know, there's just so much damage, so much vision in particular on the backlines.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Like, you see Vici Gaming, they're always going to have this vision advantage, and that's really what you want in a Disruptor. You want to get a kill, lead it into a secondary kill as well, with being able to glimpse drag them back, and Void Spirit can get active, which is kind of a tier 2, tier 3 way to get vision, I guess, so to say. Spectre's Haunt is definitely probably in the tier 1 category, though.
10 seconds remaining.
And especially like when you use the Haunt, let's say all of IG aren't grouped up together and someone needs to TP
remaining.
through to be able to, you know, back up the team. You got a Disruptor. You could just glimpse them right back. So at the very worst, they're going to have to pop the BKB to be able to stop that.
So we're looking for Old 11 Zero, and we're looking for Fly's hero here for IG. They've got the first pick coming out of the second phase. What's standing out for any good core matchups?
Maybe a Faceless Void might be coming out
10
here.
seconds remaining.
It deals all right with the Spectre super late. Like, you're still going to take a ton of damage, of
5
course, with
seconds
the dispersion, but it's one of the few heroes that can actually stand and man fight a Spectre. And of course, you've also got Alina that's most likely going to be played in that core role, so you can still be dishing out a ton of damage on one of your supporting cast.
It's a good ban. I like that a lot.
Also the Troll. Yeah, Troll's pretty good.
Yeah, trying to see a pairing with the Oracle. Like, I don't know what else is really left. I don't think they can cheese Husker. I mean, maybe. Why not, I guess, but we really... Like, I'm just trying to think of any Oracle pairings. TB and Troll were definitely the better ones.
5 seconds remaining.
So they need a Tower Sieger. They need right-click damage and preferably a melee.
Do they need a melee? I mean, the only other thing I could think of is Lesh, right? Lesh is good with the Oracle. Lesh takes towers. It's not great against the Disruptor. And you want to run at people, so it's not great against the Keeper of the Light with the Solar Bind. So they might make them go away from it. Well, Sven is also capable of man fighting, I suppose, but you still kind of suffer that you're going to get kited around a lot, at least in these super early team fights. So you're kind of resigning yourself to the fact that, well, I'm going to need to farm up a decent amount to either get...
10 seconds remaining.
He's going to need to get a Silver Edge into a BKB, it feels like. And
remaining.
If the ward coverage is good, then you're not going to have that easy start to the team fight that you want. And then if that's the case, then you're basically going to allow the Spectre to just have a lot of free farm as well. So what are you putting more value into? You know, the Spectre having a good start to the game or the Sven? Depends how good the supports are with the stacks, I suppose. So this game, as much as it might seem like it's on the cause, I think it's going to be very much support decided, both with how much stacks they're able to make for their cause and what is the vision going to be like, particularly Sentry vision.
Now select your heroes.
Okay, I was trying to theorize what they'd go for. I was thinking of a melee utility that could go for probably Pipe, considering the high emphasis on magical burst that Invictus Gaming have, and it can just tank up your long drawn out fights with Vici Gaming really want. Like IG, they want to burst heroes down, lean off line, drop the ultimate, get the kill. Sand King with that epi, Sven. If you don't kill heroes in like a couple of hits, you get kited. Now it might be a little bit more different this game because they have an immense amount of control. So going for the Slardar is interesting because Sven, he's got the war cry to amplify his team. The rest of their heroes, though, don't have the greatest armor. It does give them now a way to take Roshan, synergizes with the Void Spirit as well, extra vision too to help out with the Disruptor. But I wonder how we itemize this because I thought they were really going to need to pipe this game. So we'll see, though. It's a pretty strong lane.
I think both teams are very happy with their first 4 picks. And it's just this Sven, they were like, man, I wish this could have been a troll or a TB. And then the Slardar's like, man, I wish I was a bit more of that utility role, like you're mentioning there. So, I mean, the lane is going to go okay for Old 11. It's just what he's going to do beyond that and how he's going to itemize. Is he just going to go into a hood for himself to protect against a lot of this burst? Because he is going to be doing a fair amount of the front lining. I think Spectre... Ooh, is this another... No, it's not a Mage Slayer game for Spectre, I don't think. I mean, I keep thinking of it, right? It's got that inbuilt 20% magic resistance, so I always think of it as like a potential alternative to the hood if you want a little bit more of that survivability. But I think as a Spectre, hood is just such value, right?
Yeah.
You've got a lot of survivability for yourself. You've got that active as well. And with that dispersion, every little bit of damage that you can just soak up and dish back to your enemies, it's just increasing its value further and further.
Prepare for battle.
I'm a little bit more in favor of the Sven this game. I think that with all their stuns, I don't see how you kite fly. My big
Pre-BKB, that's my concern.
yeah.
And if they can see him running up to them with a Silver Edge pop.
Okay, so how do you kill Sven though in the early game? Like how do you actually pick him off? Like both Disruptor and Coddle are not supports that can make stuff happen. You need your cores to do that. So I don't think the Slardar lane is going to go as well as they're hoping, and he like kind of needs a blink. So maybe you rush blink on Old 11. The mid lane as well. I mean, it's Lena favored, so like that's a bit of a worry for Ori. We have seen still Void Spirits do a decent time with maybe getting a power rune and then kind of getting a little bit of catch up from getting kill on the side lanes, but I feel like as long as they just make stacks for Sven, he's going to have a pretty good BKB timing and he'll come online a lot faster than the Spectre.
Yeah, I mean, all the pieces are there for Vici to be able to roam and get the kill. Like the Slardar, if you get that good blink initiation, you've got a lot of magic damage on Void Spirit. This is pre-BKB on Sven. And then, of course, you've still got the Keeper of the Light that can use the Chakra Magic Refresh, do a lot more damage in that way. But yeah, like you mentioned, that laning stage is going to be rough. It's going to be surprising if he makes it out of there. Like, if he gets a kill on the Lena, that's enormous, right? Like, Emo should not be dying in this lane. And, I mean, it's just going to be on Old 11, I suppose, on that bottom side of the map to try and delay the Sven's farm for as long as possible so that when they hit their timings, Sven isn't in position to have that Silver Edge BKB.
Well, maybe this will help out Ori's mid lane. He might block the Smord camp and gets a little bit of a cherry on top for the supporting effort, as well as also getting a snipe on the ward mid. Let's see.
Just see, like, even just level 1, he's already kind of being bullied out of the lane. You know, multiple Light Strike arrays. He's got 2 creeps denied against him already. He's already had to use an Ironwood Tree Tango. It just feels so rough for him.
I want to keep eyes on this bottom lane as well, because I mean, the Crush and Illuminate span is going to be very, very annoying here for Fly and Ollie to deal with. And it is still a Slardar versus a melee hero, which you'd always say, like, against a melee, you're incredibly strong. They also get that range deny, which I think experience is so valuable in a lane like this. Like, you just need to make sure you're maxing out your experience, because I think either team with a level 2 advantage or level 3 advantage might potentially then pick up a kill.
Particularly Vici, in my eyes. You know, just being able to be that level 2, to be able to spam out multiple Illuminates, to get the Crush off. I mean, it's quite a low cooldown, 8 seconds. So if you can get that, combo it together with the Bash of the Deep, that is one of the advantages of playing one of these heroes like, you know, the Keeper of the Light or the Blood, so you can shove in waves very early and get a good experience advantage over your enemy team. And the stacks are already starting for PYW.
Well, that's heavily enabled because of the position of the creep wave that it's at the moment. Radiant, they've kind of pushed it out, so no way that they can, manipulate Old 11 with the lane advantage, although he's fallen pretty low at the moment.
Still getting a lot of denies off on this bottom side. I think I've seen like 3 different range creep denies already from PYW, and he's even secured a couple himself, one not even needing the Illuminate. Top side, Kaka, is he in a little bit of trouble? No, not yet. DY hasn't leveled up his second point just yet. Doing a good job, again, as he always does, of manipulating the creep wave, bringing it back, but JT, he's not going to mind all that much considering he does have the Caustic Finale skill.
It looks like, though, there's not the greatest CS graph across the map. I mean, Void's only got 8, and his counterpart only has 11, and we're about to be 3 minutes in, so looks like there's been a lot of emphasis on just trying to out-deny for Emo with 8 denies, and also with the out-harassment. And you even take a look at top as well. Sandking himself, he also only has 13 last hits, so a lot of emphasis on just trying to really dwindle down these resources early.
I mean, I feel like that's exactly what you'd need to be doing if you're on Vici's side, just trying to slow down farm as much as possible, because you're going to have that comeback potential a little faster, right? You're going to have the Blade Mail, which is the first item that Puyoyo is going. He's not going that first item Echo Saber because he wants to come online earlier than this Sven does. You know that Sven is going to need to use the God Strength, right, to take any kind of stacked up camps for himself. So that's going to be a big window for them.
It definitely will be. And my eyes as well are also on how the supports can help out the position twos. Because again, China is a region that just puts so much emphasis on giving their position to a good time, as they might lose the Disruptor. I mean, at least denied the Water Rune, but you're going to give up First Blood, and you're more than likely going to give it to Emo. Does he miss? No, he doesn't. Again, making sure they give the priority of the kills to their cause, and a First Blood picked up here for the Lina.
Money to burn.
It's an easy-ish pickup, some good positioning as well from Kaka, making sure.
Is he going to die to the Illuminate? Yes, he will. Alright, very nicely done.
This go ahead and onto Ollie as well. It's a big Illuminate.
Oh, it's so... I swear, like, half the time it's supposed to hit, and half the time it's not supposed to hit, and... I don't know, it's always wonky.
I'm happy with Illuminates not hitting.
Okay, so, like... my opinion is just getting, like... I initially thought Coddle as a laner was, like, not as strong. Top lane, I don't know if they have the damage to get Puyoyo, but it's so weak. Yeah, my initial thought is like this hero, level 1 and level 2 you don't feel the greatest, but like you've got a way to secure range creep and Slardar doesn't, so that's nice to have a support to do so. As soon as you get a second point to Illuminate, it's ridiculous amount of damage. Like, do you feel, are you on the same board as me that like maybe level 1 and level 2, like Coddle could be punished if the enemy team has like a lot of stuns it can utilize that level 2 advantage, or do you kind of put him as a better laner than I'm giving him credit for?
I mean, potentially. Emo, he's getting a bit of a rotation in onto him there. We talk about that Illuminate. They're just going to go straight in onto him. Chakra Magic used onto Ori, but still too low level to make that Resonant Pulse usable again. I mean, the downside of what you're saying is that even, let's say you've got a strong level 2.
Level 6 from Ori, jump in. Okay, not going to continue the dive. He's gonna go for Kaka now instead. And now Ori's even got a DD. He's like, do I want the Kori? Do I want the DD? He'll go back for the rune here and also get the kill on Kaka as well with 2 points in the 8th Remnant.
Tower is under attack.
He's going to try and soak up these tower hits. Yes, he will. He wants that siege creep to stay alive. Not something that you often expect to be able to be in this aggressive position. Good positioning though by Emo, making sure that he's staying away from DY. Glimp's still level 1, so he's not going to be able to catch him, I don't think, unless he walks forward.
Oh, they're even going to haunt. Look at the hate on Emo. Again, PYW, this Illuminate. It's so much damage. When our team's going to start banning it out?
Radiant's top tower is
and then
under
just...
attack.
That's not enough.
Ori, he's even going to TP down bot. Oh my, that damage. Okay. Wow, Vici Gaming. This is Whew, 5 kills, looking like a great start.
And this is without him even taking the bounty runes previously, so he's put a lot of priority. He's been laning incredibly well, just staying there, making sure to deny as much away from the Lina as possible. And how often do you see a Lina behind the coddle at the 7-minute mark of the game?
Oh yeah, cool. In a lane that it should be favored for Lina. That's yeah, that's always good. I guess what are we kind of like secretly like happy considering top lane? Firefly doesn't have god strength, but looks like the epicenter magical burst is enough to bring down the tanky Spectre.
So what are we happy about?
That Lina's secretly, you know, we're secretly happy that Lina's not having too good of a lane because his hero kind of bonkers still.
Sure, but it did take, what, a 4-man rotation to kill her? Haunt used as well. PYW. Be a nice kill if they were able to pick him off, but no, not quite. He's just going to walk on away. Nearly level 6, by the way, on this position 4 Keeper of the Light. There we go. Picks it up. So now, even if the Sven looks to rotate, hell, the Lina on top of that, right? You're still pretty decent at right-clicking with the Fiery Soul skilled up. And the Blinding Light's going to make that a whole lot less effective.
And while all this is happening across the map, there is just a Slaughter that's free farming down bottom at the moment. And he's second in net worth. He's going Echo Saber first item. Okay, so not the rush of the blink, but he's going to be an incredibly farm Slaughter.
Gives him a little bit of extra control. I don't mind it at all.
Fly.
He's got the...
Oh, nice claims drag back. Just the infiltration to the triangle camp. Dire have got very good vision in the area. The ward around the Ancients, even also the ward kind of in between the tier 1 and tier 2 mid helps enable that kill. I don't know if they can get old 11 bot. LSA will be able to clip him afterwards. He's pretty beefy. Can he get the stick charges off? The Blinding Light, not enough to push him away. As the Classic Finale takes him out. But now with the reinforcements coming through from Vici Gaming, looking to still get a rebuttal. Unfortunately, not able to do so.
That's a difference between, like, literally milliseconds. He would have got the second infused raindrop proc off if the team fight was slightly less coordinated. So good moves there by IG, being able to pick off a Slaughter who was having a good start to the game, but still, you have to be concerned that the ones that you want to be doing well in the Lina and the Sven are not anywhere near what they might be expecting. And,
yeah.
Well, they've even got some observer wards up, blocking up the camps, and well, Kaka, unfortunately, both of those sentry wards are just out of range, literally by millimeters.
Huh. And he's gonna find this out shortly. But no cigar for you, sir. He might even die in the river as well. Oh, Kaka. That's really not a good past minute here. Not what you want at all. He uses 2 sentries to try and find that ward. Misses the pull on the Ancients and then gives over another kill to Ori. And Emo's like,
but he stacked the hard camp, you know? He did his job. It's so rare that you see like an observer ward placed in that area, you know? Because it's pretty good value if you're able to take it out. Sentry ward, you're like, 50 gold, it's fine.
Yeah.
But at least you're not giving gold to the enemy team. But it's getting good value. It's over half of its duration, blocked up multiple camps now. And it's a Sven, right? We were talking about it before. Which support duo is going to be able to secure their core?
They have the Finger of Death plus the Epi. There should be plenty of burst to it. Once again, killed off old 11. So they're doing it very well with utilizing this Epicenter whenever it's off cooldown. And that's your first Finger of Death charge for the game too.
And conversely, not going the Blink Dagger on the Slaughter, but it feels like JT, that's the way that he feels like he needs to play this game. He's been able to pick it up now. Not going to be amazing value considering he just finished up the Epicenter and the Finger of Death was used, but you know, it's always going to enable these roaming ganks. Maybe might look to join up with Emo, go back to base, refill his bottle, and then look to make some kind of smoke play.
Did smoke on Vici was the Disruptor and the Void Spirit there. They've split ways. Void is looking to show in the mid lane. DY still going to connect with the rest of Vici down bottom. Killing JT is not an easy task. But he's still stuck in the tree line now. Oh, okay. JT? What a player. He's going to see the cut down tree.
Uh-oh.
Did they get vision? Old 11? Yeah, he's going to run into him. They've got a sentry just on the outskirts. He doesn't make it into the tree line. TP out. Crush still on cooldown.
Easy.
Alright, well, what are Radiant getting out of this? They've...
A bubble from the void.
Okay, so they have de-warded their Ancients.
Finally.
I mean...
God Strength used for a single set of Ancients. Like, that is not value. And now you can't fight with this Sven at all, right? And, I mean, they use the Haunt, so I suppose they're not going to be punished massively, but it's a level 10 Spectre coming up against a Sven that's only just hit level 8.
I mean, this is just not how it's supposed to be on paper. Like, the big issue is that Sven, you can farm Ancients before the Spectre, but Spec is 5,600 gold, just picks up the Blade Mail with maxed out Dispersion, and guess what? He's got a triple sack of the Ancients. So Poyoyo, the comparison from your position ones, they're loving life here. It's JT, reveal the blink, another pick off again. It's giving them time on Invictus Gaming, but you're not getting the position 1 and position 2 with these maneuvers.
And of course, with the Spectre, what item could you possibly want more at the tier 1 point than a chip vest, which of course Poyoyo has been able to pick up for himself. And now he just walks into the ancient camp, presses a single button. Not sure what his
mid
hotkey
lane.
is.
Okay, this is a big kill if they can find the chain control, and that they can.
All right.
Now DD2. This is going to be a lot of damage to the tower.
Popping the glyph defensively as well, wanting to be able to just stand and right-click the tower. Kind of surprised that Emo's backing off a little bit here.
Thought JT might tank the tower. He's got 3 urn charges, why not?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
By backing off, he's forced his fiery soul stacks to wear off. He's going to have to tank that Illuminate, and well, there's the plus side of picking up something like a Coddle versus a Nyx, is that you can just stop these pushers in their tracks.
Dude, DY is being so annoying. Just a glimpse for no reason. Let's just maybe delay his farming pattern for like, you know, 4 seconds. Something like that.
Dire's top tower
Smoke gets
is
moved
under
into the
attack.
inventory for DY. Might be going for a play here alongside Ori, as they're going to continue parking PYW there. Who are they going to run into? It's the trio here.
Great timing on the Static Storm before Lion's able to utilize any abilities, and now Ori still tries to jump Oli. He's able to get the protection off. Now with the chain lockdown, it's enough to get another kill back-to-back on Ori's Void Spirit. It does cost you Karkar's killing streak, but I was just bringing up before that they haven't been able to find the position 1 or position 2 of Vici Gaming, and now back-to-back times Ori will fall.
Gonna try and go into Fly here. They don't have the glyph, and he's tempted to stay on this top side. They even get the deny off.
He's got God Strength. They're gonna... Oh. Miss out on the burrow there, unfortunately.
They just want to cut it out now. You don't want to be fighting into the God Strength, especially when you don't have vision and you're not 100% sure of what the enemy team has. That's, is that Echo Saber completed? No, just the Oblivion Staff component.
He's... Wait, Coddle is... Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's right. He's 4-0-2. No surprise there. He's so farmed. He's actually...
I mean, you could just shove out layers on your own, you know? See you later, Siege Creep. Your own Siege Creep continues to hit into the tower. It feels like he's just priority number 1 for mine. You know, we were talking about it when it was the Lion Lena, you know, 1-2 punch in the first phase of the draft. This is the most important hero to take out right now on Vici Gaming's lineup. If you can't find PYW, you can't push.
And the big issue is also that Blinding Light, once it gets to a stage pre-BKB on Sven, like, and even after BKB, if you still have that for a long duration. I mean, what's the cooldown on Blinding Light? Do you know? He's not in spirit form, so I'm not sure.
Pretty short. I want to say... I'll be wrong, but 20 seconds-ish? Maybe less?
Poyoyo? Now this is a difficult kill. They'll charge up the Epi. 1400 health. No Finger of Death as well. So they've miscalculated their damage. Or have they? He's still stuck in a sandstorm, but look at the return damage. Poyoyo just gets out with his life. And now JT as well will join Lion in the grave.
Power of the raindrops, man. I'm telling you, it's one of the best items in the game. So much value for 225 gold. Just enables you to prevent ganks like that from happening.
Hey, or he's got Mage Slayer.
Alright. Don't hate it. I mean, it's a... The thing is, you're able to hit multiple targets. That's what I do like about it on a Void Spirit and an Ember Spirit and heroes like a Pango, right? But against a Sven, it's not really going to do too much of anything. So you got to need to make sure that you're hitting the Lina and you're hitting the Sand King every single time.
Ori show himself in the lane. They still don't have the blink on Karka. That's a really valuable item that they need to help them still catch out Ori at the moment. Because unless they have like a high ground nighttime advantage, then I believe he should still get the dissimulate off. So, I mean, how close is Karka? He's got almost 1800 gold. Maybe if they can give him some priority here in the farm, that'd be nice.
Imagine giving farm over to a position 4. Meanwhile, PYW neck and neck with a slider on farm ahead of this Sand King played by JT.
Yeah, it really feels like supports nowadays, you need a way to get farm across the map. Like, you have to have some lane shoving potential. If you can't do that, then like how can you possibly expect to maybe get that one valuable item? And often enough, like maybe that 4-staff could be a way to keep your core alive, or the Glimmercape, for an example. Or if you're lucky enough for a farm that is Keeper of the Light, where his goes Force and Aghanim, so maybe like Octarine or something like we saw last game. Like, it can really change how you can play the game if you have a steroid for your farm.
Even just having a tiny bit of farm yourself. I mean, Ollie, he's got about 1100 gold and hasn't purchased up the cloak just yet. I wonder about that decision, right? Because so many times with the huge range on the Illuminate, he's getting caught out by sides of that. He's getting gone on, by the Void Spirit, even targeted somewhat by DY there. So I feel like that extra 15% magic resist, especially as an Oracle, right, could enable you to survive that couple of extra seconds that you need to get off your ultimate and maybe turn around a team fight.
Dire are scanning.
But he's gone the Shadow Amulet component first. Okay, so might be just looking to set himself up behind the team, just stay within the invis, and, go for a little bit of a surprise play.
The game slowing down, though, has allowed Lina to continue farming immensely well. I mean, we saw how rough of a lane she had, surprisingly, versus the Void Spirit, but she's back out top on the net worth graph. She's a king at the moment, or the queen, I should say. And, well,
Not just that, either. Yeah, Sven, yep. Fly, he was level at 1.7 versus the level 10 on the Spectre, and now they're both 13, almost leveling up in the net worth charts as well. And this is without actually using God Strength on a gigantic stack either. But DY, look at that, he's just body blocking, making sure that does not continue to happen.
Even though it's a 3,000 net worth lead for Vici Gaming, still haven't been able to take as many objectives. It's very difficult, though. Like, who really is their early objective taker?
I mean, Old 11's kind of okay at it. He's got the Echo Saber, but just not wanting to reveal all that much. Always having, again, the turnaround potential for a lot of these team fights. You can see they set up all... Right. But that's totally fine. Vici are happy with that.
Oh, okay.
Radiant's top tower is under
And now they
attack.
smoke immediately. Do they have any vision? They can see Emo. He's just here on the edge. Looking to... Oh, even the Lion revealing himself mid. So if anyone else shows on the map, you know that there's 2 stuns not available to them. So Sand King, he's priority number 1. He's got the Blink Dagger available. How fast are JT's fingers?
Well, they might say Fly.
Well, they will.
Uh-oh, Fly.
Mass TPs.
He's just going to try and TP out, but there's the instant answer from Old 11, and a costly mistake there. Emo popping the BKB top, and Vici Gaming, they recognize the shortness in that big item for the Lina, so they smoke instantly and collapse down to bot.
Honestly, pretty big mistake by Flyflow, right? Like, they went for that kill attempt top, and they had time to smoke all the way from top to bottom, and if you've got 4 heroes not showing for that period of time, you just cannot go out into a lane, especially in front of a tier 1 tower that's still available, and expect to get away unscathed.
And all in all, though, like we brought up in the draft, that how this Spectre is going to just eat the supports for food on the backline here. And it's just going to continue to get that much easier. Manta completed, like an Oracle Lion are going to struggle so much to deal with him, and Sand King as well. Like not as much the kill threat, but it's more just the stopping of the Blink Dagger with that Haunt on top of him, which is going to be a big factor. They are setting up for the Kaka Lion up top here. They might look to turn it back around though. Finger of Death and Epicenter. They pushed him out a little bit to miss some of the pulses, but it looks like still Old 11 should fall here. They got the Fortune Zen and also the extra follow-up. But it does leave Fly again down bottom. It's just going to get picked off again. This is your dead lane. This is your dead lane. That's not where you want to be. You want to be around the Ancients. You got to be farming there.
Sure, but there you can kind of understand it, right? Like, you're farming right next to your tier 2 tower. You feel a lot safer, but, you know, that's the downside of having to have this 4-man rotation to kill the likes of a Slaughter. I mean, he doesn't even have any super defensive items. He's got some decent stats, but no magic resist on him right now, and he's still able to survive long enough that they needed all 4 heroes to take him down.
Dude, DY.
The Rat Dota tries to get out with a Tumbler's Toy. It's not going to be enough.
Oh, poor DY. Hey, you got the tower. Very valuable tier 1 as well. That'll open up the map and make it a little bit more easier now to infiltrate into the Ancients.
Or even having to funnel the experience into the Sven through the use of the Tome of Knowledge. So he's hit level 15 now. Might wonder what he's going to go to. So he's just more into farming, more Great Cleave damage. But if the supports on Vici continue to do their job as they have and just deny a lot of these big stacks away from him, you're not going to get quite as much value. The big timing next for Vici would have to be when Spectre... I don't even know if she needs to finish up the Skadi. Just have a few of the extra components. She wants to reach level 18. I think that's probably going to be a bit more of the timing for her. And then combining that together with the emo. They found him. They know detection though.
Oh, he's going to turn it back around. Okay. Emo now with the BKB, Lotus Orb, pushes him back on the high ground. And now Emo's BKB is about to expire. He's still going to stand his ground and try and man-fight at the moment with the Glimpse drag back. There's no escape for the Lina. Invictus Gaming still sticking around. Kaka actually with the blink. He's unable to find the extra damage fall up on the backline because Ori disrupts the Sven, gets the vision to glimpse him back into the Static Storm, and Vici Gaming just playing with their food at the moment.
And Ollie's just standing here under his shadow.
Oh, bye-bye, JT. It's a deep dive from Old 11, but looks like PYW can take up the tower.
Just praying that they didn't go on him, that poor Oracle, and well, they didn't, but the rest of your team ends up dying. I was thinking, what the hell are you doing, Old 11? He was just standing under there, but just acting as bait, I suppose, the entire time. You knew that the Aether Remnant connected onto someone that was in Viz, and well, he just opted to stand there and take it.
How is Coddle higher net worth than Void Spirit? And what doesn't make sense to me is that they're all farmed. It's not like you have like your position 3 is like a 3.5. No, like Old 11, he's a 3 this game still. They've got 2 3s.
I mean, maybe it's just like he's farming heroes instead. He's got equal highest guild participation in the game. So, I mean, he's doing his job to perfection. Just constantly shoving out waves. They've still got their mid-tier 1 tower, for God's sake. And it's against a Spectre that is a very high priority to be able to take out.
And do you feel like we're going to start seeing a lot more Keeper of the Light bans now versus Vici? Because they played it in their past 4 games. And PYW has looked exceptional in pretty much all of those games too. I
mean, I don't want to call myself an Omni Knight hater, but I feel like Keeper is so much more value than a Coddle. Than an Omni Knight to be able to take that away from someone. Nighttime pop, immediately at nighttime as well. They realize that, what's the vision game like? They've got just the one Observer Ward available on the Disruptor, but decent vision towards the top side of the map where they want to be playing around this Roche Pit. Kaka hiding in the trees.
Here's the sacrifice. Oh, maybe Emo's... Oh, what a timing on the Hex and our Emo. Can he just TP up? No, he cannot. It's on cooldown, unfortunately, so... And he can maybe try and juke through the tree line. That has to be a hell of a juke for him to maybe make it away. The rest of the team are looking to connect. They'll instantly dump the Disruptor. There's Fly dropping the God Strength here, but this is a big numbers advantage from Vici Gaming, and I don't see how Invictus Gaming can continue to take the fight as Fly is going to use the BKB into the TPR. Unfortunately for Old 11, without the bash charges, has no answer. Whoa, all right.
Yeah, it feels like that. It feels like a tilting sort of game coming through from IG, where they just, nothing that they seem to do would work out. And again, I gotta say, that's on the back of the supports from Vici. They were just perfect. They were constantly getting those quick spell casts off. Even, like, that was next level Hex coming out there from Kaka instantly as soon as that Slardar jumped in. But it's just not going to be enough when you've got so much more. It felt like versatility. And again, PYW just didn't die. And if that Coddle's alive, you can't push, you can't team fight, you can't do anything.
Ah, man, what a game. What a game. Vici Gaming just really outclassed IG in this series, like without a doubt. I mean, it has to be said that IG is still, they are one of the few teams that won't stick around in a game for too long. If they really think this game's over, they won't put themselves through the mental toll that can potentially occur when it's just you're losing fight after fight after fight. They're like, you know what, let's just call it quits here. You know, Vici Gaming, the better team today, and I think we have to start seeing some respect on the Coddle. Like PYW.
It was a quick DC from Emo, it has to be said. So yeah. I think he was the one that was feeling it the most, considering how well he was probably expecting that mid lane to go for himself.
Yeah, that's, wow. I genuinely was not expecting at least the laning phase to go as well as what it did. I mean, Ori won mid. I thought at least the safe lane from IG was going to trade even, but that didn't even go well. And pretty much the only lane for IG was the Sand King, where, you know, we saw there was a stage in that game where they, you know, were getting a couple of decent kills with the Epi to at least give space for Lina and Sven, but they got up to a stage where they were a respectable amount in the net worth, but it all started to crumble, you know, once they just got picked off a couple of times across the map. And well, for Vici Gaming, what a real convincing 2-0 victory against another TI representative team. So that's going to be our first series done and dusted. But guys, we have 3 series today of I-League action. Next up, it's going to be the brother versus the sister. Asta Aries versus Asta. It's a 7th place versus 1st place. So come back. Might be a bit longer of a break here, considering the first series did end earlier. But when we come back, it'll be the 2 Asta teams battling it out.